Let me read the question now. In a geometric progression, the first term is 217 and the common ratio is 2/3. So they literally mentioned the type of progression. In this case is the geometric progression, and they already mentioned the first term and the common ratio. Okay, so let me read the question part A. So the question part A asks us to find the maximum value of n such that the sum of the first n term of the progression is less than 650. So this is for the part A. So for the part B, continue to read the question. The difference between the fifth term and the sum of all the terms of the progression. So this is the overall question. Okay, so before I begin to solve this question, so take your time to solve this question and come back to watch this video. If you could manage to solve the question, okay, well done. But if you can't solve this, okay, don't worry, I'm going to guide you through the step-by-step working. Okay, so let us start our discussion now. So let me begin with the question part A. So the question part A, they ask us to find the maximum value of n such that sum of the first n term, okay, sum of the first n term, in this case it represents the Sn. So in this case your Sn, okay, the progressions is less than 650, which means that your Sn should be less than 650. Okay, so the first step, what you need to do is you need to highlight what is the requirement of the question. Okay, so in this case Sn less than 650. So let me box this first. Okay, and then proceed to the other informations. Okay, try to write down the information which already given by the question. So in this case the question already gave us the first term A, which is 217. Okay, and then the common ratio, which we write in the letter R, we denote in the letter R, which in this case is equals to 2/3. Okay, so from here we already have the relevant information. Okay, the first term, the common ratio, and then the requirement of the question. Okay, the requirement of the question is sum of n term should be less than 650. Okay, so from here we need to apply a formula for the calculation of Sn. Okay, sum of nth value. So what you're going to do that? So how you're going to do that is, so actually there is two formula for geometric progression, guys. Okay, the first formula is for your common ratio when it's more than 1, okay, and the second one is less than 1. Okay, we're going to use the second formula, which is less than 1, guys. Okay, since your common ratio R here is less than 1, which is 2/3, so we're going to use the second one. Okay, I'm going to write down the formula over here. So in this case, the formula to calculate the sum of n for your common ratio less than 1 will be equals to A in a bracket 1 minus R to the power of n divide with 1 minus R. Okay, so in this case, if your common ratio is more than 1, okay, it will be A in a bracket R to the power of n minus 1 divide with R minus 1. Okay, since it is less than 1, so we are using this formula. Okay, I hope you understand the explanation behind this. So let me box this formula, because this is the formula we are going to use to solve this question. Okay, so from here let us start our calculation. So from here let us substitute all the respective values into the equation here. So given that our first term A is 217, okay, in a bracket 1 minus R, in this case is 2/3, so 2/3 to the power of n, okay, divide with 1 minus 2/3, okay, should be less than 650. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so let me underline the fraction. So continue. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to solve the fraction first. Okay, because once I solve this fraction, the 217 and division of 1/3, so I can make it separately. So in order to prevent the complexity of this equation, guys. Okay, so let me do it step by step if you can't get what I mean. So from here, 217, okay, in a bracket 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power of n, okay, and then you divide with 1 over 3, okay, you should get less than 650. Okay, so let me underline this. So from here, let us continue. 217 divided with 1 over 3. Okay, let us open our calculator. So 200, wait, so let me open the calculator. So 217 divide with, okay, open the fraction, 1 over 3. So 217 divide with 1 over 3. So from here you get is 651. Okay, so this 651 we can write separately. So how you can write separately, I'm going to show you now. So it will be 651 times with 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power of n less than 650. Okay, remember guys, the 217 and divide with the 1 over 3, we can separate them. Okay, if you still don't get it, okay, let me show you a quick explanation. So the process of getting this working, it's like this: 217 divide with 1 over 3 times with 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power of n less than 650. Basically I split this into 2. Okay, so I solve this separately, and that's how I get this 651. Okay, so I hope you understand the explanation behind this. So let me just erase this. Okay, so from here, this 651 we can move it to the right hand side through the division. Okay, so from here, 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power of n, so it will be equals to 650 divide with 651. Okay, up until now I hope you guys are clear. So let us solve this. 650 divide with 651. Okay, let me open the calculator again. So from here, 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power of n, okay, you should get less than okay, so open up the fraction. 650 divide with 651. Okay, so you want to, if you want your answer in fraction, shift, click the fraction here. Oops, 650, wait guys, 651. One second. Okay, so basically if you want to change it from fraction to decimal, you just have to click this button. Okay, depends on the other calculator's operation. Okay, you just click this. So from here you get is 0.9984. okay, we'll take up to 4 decimal place for the to get more accurate answer. Okay, so from here you get is 0.99846. so we'll just take it 0.9985. 0.9985. okay, so from here let us continue. So this one from the left hand side, we'll move it to the right hand side. So from here, negative 2 over 3 to the power of n, okay, less than, so let us perform the calculation. Okay, 0.9985, okay, minus with 1. Okay, if you want your answer in decimal, just click this. Okay, so it's 0. Okay, if you want to be more accurate, just click this 650 divided with 651. Okay, minus with 1, 0.001536. So basically what I did is 650 divided with 651. Okay, I got the answer in decimal value. Okay, and that answer I minus with 1. Okay, so basically I got here negative 0.001536. Okay, I take up to 4 significant figure in this case. Okay, because there is no value over here, so you take up to 4 significant figures. So from here it will be negative 0.001536. Okay, so let me just write here negative 0.001536. Okay, up until now most of the students would not face any problem, but from this step onwards you should be careful. Okay, from this step onwards, because since we are dealing with inequality, there will be cases that you need to switch the inequality symbol. Okay, so from here you have a negative coefficient. In order for you to make it a positive coefficient, you need to switch the inequality. So how are you going to do that? So very simple. So since both sides have the negative, so we're going to divide the whole equation by negative 1. So from here it will be 2 over 3 to the power of n. In this case it will be more than. Okay, it will be more than, guys, more than 0.001536. Okay, so I hope you understand the explanation behind the switching the inequality symbol. Okay, if you don't understand, okay, don't worry, so let me just show you a quick explanation. So the similar concept, guys. Okay, for example, negative 3 less than negative 2. It is 2, right? Because your negative 3 is lesser than negative 2. So when you divide the equation by negative 1, so it will be 3. But then now your 3 will be more than 2. Okay, so can you get the explanation behind the flipping the inequality symbol? Okay, so let me just erase this. So from this step onwards, what you're going to do is we're going to log both sides. So from here, log both sides. So from here you get log 2 over 3 to the power of n. Okay, basically we are log both sides with respect to base 10. So since it is a base 10, you don't need to write the base 10 over here. It is understood that it is a log base 10. So from here, log 2 over 3 to the power of n more than log 0.001536. Okay, so the power n, we move it to the front, so it will become n times with log 2 over 3 more than log 0.001536. Okay, from this step you need to be extra careful. Some of the students, they will just straight away calculate it without flipping the symbol, but to be safe, what you do, you calculate the log 2 over 3 over here. Let us open our calculator, just key in log 2, okay, 2 over 3, close bracket. So from here you get is negative 0.1760912591. Okay, we don't need to be so long, we just take up to 4 decimal places. So you just take until negative 0.1761. Okay, so minimize this. From here, n times with negative 0.1761. Okay, close bracket, more than. So we need to calculate this as well. So let us calculate this too. Okay, so from here, log 0.001536, close bracket. So from here you get is negative 2.813608.784. So we'll take up to 4 decimal place. So it will be negative 2.8136. So from here, negative 2.8136. Okay, so remember guys, here you have a negative coefficient and this side also you have a negative. Since you want to make the whole thing to be positive, so since you are dividing the whole thing because you want to find the n, so you need to flip the inequality symbol again. So from here, n will be back to less than symbol, negative 2.8136. 8136 divide with negative 0.1761. okay, like I've explained guys, okay, why we need to flip. Remember the negative 3 and negative 2 inequality concept. Okay, the similar thing we are applying over here. Okay, so from here you calculate this. Let us take our calculator. Negative 2.8136, okay, divide with negative 0.1761. So from here you get is 15.977. okay, so from here we'll just take up to 4 significant figure. Since we are finding the nth term, so we just take up to 4 significant figure, which is 15.98. so n less than 15.98. so since we want to find the n which is less than 15.98, so which is the closest value we can possibly get for the nth value. Since we don't want our progression to be a decimal value, so the nearest value we can get to fulfill this inequality will be n equals to 15. Is 15 less than 15.98? Yes. Okay, and this is the closest value that we can get. Okay, so this is the answer for the question part A. So let me underline this question, the solution. Okay, so from here let us proceed our discussion for the question part B. So the question part B asks us to find the difference between the fifth term and the sum of all the terms of the progression. Okay, so by the time you read this question, if you guys think that, okay, so this question asks us to find the difference between the S5 and S, let's say 15, you are wrong. Okay, it's wrong guys. It is not S15 minus S5 question, because I know usually students do many practice regarding this. Okay, subconsciously they'll think that, oh, it is a difference between the fifth and the sum of the term. So what they'll do, S15 minus S5. If you do that, your answer will be wrong. Your working will be wrong, your answer also will be wrong. So please read the question carefully, because I've been in that place before. Okay, so just read it carefully. So the difference between the fifth term means in this case is T5, not S5, it is T5. Okay, and then read the statement over here, sum of all the terms of the progression. Did the question have ever mentioned the final sum of all the progression? No. So how do we find the sum of all the terms of the progression? However, they gave us a hint. They gave us the first term and the common ratio, and most important thing, your common ratio R is less than 1. They already give the first term A, common ratio less than 1. What does this lead to? This all information lead to sum to infinity. Okay, this all lead to sum to infinity. Sum to infinity means when you sum up everything, oops. Okay, when you sum up everything, you should get one value. Okay, and that value we need to calculate it. Okay guys, so in this case we need to find the difference between the sum of infinity and T5. Okay, so this is the how you analyze and read the question. Okay, so from here, so for the question part B, the requirement of the question is sum of infinity minus with fifth term. Okay, so let me box this. So from here, so the formula to find the sum of infinity, okay, let me just write here in case if you forget. Okay, by right you won't forget, but I just want to recall it. So sum of infinity is equals to A divided with 1 minus R. Okay, so let me box this. This is your sum to infinity formula, and the Tn value for geometric progression, the nth term for geometric progression is Tn is equals to A to the power of R n minus 1. Okay, let me box this as well. Okay, so I've already listed all the formulas. So what we do, we just follow this and we use this information and come up with the working. Okay, so from here is equals to, so the first term A is 217. Okay, and then divide with 1 minus R. So in this case your R is 2 over 3. In case if you forget, the information is over here. First term A 217, R 2 over 3. Okay, so 217 divided with 1 minus 2 over 3 minus 217, okay, times with R, common ratio 2 over 3, okay, in a bracket, and then you put to the power 4 over here. Okay, let us perform the calculation one by one. So from here, so 1 minus 2 over 3 you get is 1 over 3. So 217 divide with 1 over 3. So from here you get your sum of infinity is 651. Okay, your sum of infinity is 651. Okay, minus with, okay, let us perform this calculation. So 217, okay, in a bracket, 2 over 3 to the power of 4, or if you want to be better, bracket, okay, so 217 times with 2 over 3 to the power of 4, calculate this, you get is 3472 over 81. Okay, for this working I prefer to solve in the fraction form, okay, for more accurate result, but if you want to give it in decimal also can. Okay, so in this case just give your answer in this way. Either way it is acceptable, guys. Okay, but preferably you give in fraction form. So it will be 3472 over 81. Okay, so 651 minus with 3472 over 81. So from here, okay, let us calculate this together. 651, okay, minus with answer, okay, from the previous answer working. So from here, change this to mixed fraction. So you should get 608.11 over 81. So this is your final answer. So you calculate this, you should get 608.11 over 81. So this is your final answer. Okay, let me underline the solution for the question part B. Okay, so let me scroll this up. So I hope you have understand the discussion for the SPM 2021 Add Maths past year paper, paper 1, question number 3, which I've already shown you the full working. If you like this video, make sure that you give a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more upcoming tutorial videos, Add Maths tutorial videos in the future, and make sure that you share this video to your friends. Thank you everyone for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.